Hello, welcome to your Ground and Release Vinyasa yoga class. My name is Jessica. Today I'll be guiding you through this full-length yoga class. Today we'll be working on grounding, balancing postures as well as releasing hip opening postures. If you have a yoga block, go ahead and grab it. It may come in handy later on when we're working on our balancing postures. And if you don't have a yoga block, don't worry about it. I'll be offering modifications for you. We'll start today in a comfortable seated position, so making your way onto your mat. And then start to roll the shoulders up towards the ears and then down the back, just a few times, releasing any tension in the upper body. And then softening the shoulders away from the ears. Finding a nice tall spine, and then closing the eyes here. Let the arms rest heavy on top of the thighs. Ground down through your sit bones and lengthen through the crown of your head. Right away, beginning to tune in and connecting to your breath. So just noticing your inhalations and your exhalations. And feeling the support of the ground beneath you. And noticing how the body responds as you breathe here. Feeling more relaxed, more grounded, centered. And if at any point today you start to feel ungrounded or unstable, simply return to your breath. Allow your breath to be your anchor today in your practice. Take 3 more deep breaths here. Exhaling fully on your last breath. And then you can slowly blink the eyes open. Place both hands to each side. Place the left hand down and reach the right arm up and over, staying grounded down through the sit bones and getting a stretch along the right side of your body. Bending the left elbow deeper to get a deeper stretch, maybe even coming down on your forearm. And then inhale to switch sides, placing the right hand down, reaching the left arm up and over. And again, bending that right elbow deeper if you'd like more of a stretch along the side of the body. And taking a big breath in, reaching both arms up, palms touch. Coming into a twist towards the left side, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. As you inhale, find more length in the spine, and as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper. On your next inhale, reach your left arm up and over, reaching the fingertips towards the right corner of your mats, getting into the left side body. One last breath here. And then turning to face the front of your mat, you're going to cross the left arm over the right arm, rounding through the upper back, stretching out the shoulder blades, bringing your chin towards your chest. And keeping the arms where they're at, lifting yourself up to straighten the spine and place the palms on top of the shoulders. So you can either stay here or you can come into eagle arms, wrapping the right arm around the left. And if this isn't accessible for you, you can just press the back of the hands together. So finding whatever variation works best for you. And then from here, we'll lift the elbows up past the shoulders, lifting the gaze. And then as you exhale, round through the upper back, bring the elbows towards the belly. Inhale to lift, drawing the fingers up. Exhale, round. Feel the shoulder blades draw apart. Good. Inhale to lift, reaching the elbows and the arms up, and then as you exhale, reach the arms up overhead. Twist to the right side. Left hand will come to the right knee. Right hand will come behind you. Allow your inhales to find more length, and allow your exhales to pull you deeper into the twist. Inhale to reach the right arm up and over, getting into the side body and reaching the fingertips towards the left corner of the mat. And extending the fingertips forward, and then crossing the right arm over the left, rounding through the upper back, bringing your chin towards your chest, tailbone tucks. And then slowly lifting yourself up, straightening the spine, placing the palms on top of the shoulders. Again, either staying here or finding your eagle arms. So this time the left arm will wrap around the right arm, or you can press the back of the hands and the arms together. As you inhale, lift the arms up. As you exhale, round, elbow to belly, pulling the belly in. Inhale to lift, and exhale, round. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale to release the arms. Extend the arms out to the side, and then interlace the fingers behind the back. Bringing the fingers into a fist, pressing the palms together, press the fist down towards the ground, draw the shoulders back and down, opening the heart, lifting the gaze if it's comfortable for your neck. Breathing here. And then gently releasing. Inhale to reach the arms up overhead. Interlace the fingers and flip the palms so that they're facing the ceiling. Taking a big breath in, and as you exhale, lean forward, rounding through the upper back, finding a cat-like shape. Inhale, extend the arms back up, straight spine. And exhale to round, pulling the belly towards the spine. Good. Inhale to lift. Exhale, round, trying to slow the breath down. Inhale. And exhale, slowly release. Finding neck rolls here. Moving the head freely in one direction, still maintaining a tall spine, just allowing your head to be heavy, so not forcing anything here, just being gentle. rolling out any tension in the neck, and moving in the opposite direction if you'd like. Finding nice, full, deep breaths. Bringing your head back to center. We'll come onto hands and knees for our tabletop pose. So we'll stack the wrists underneath the shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Press into the palms as you spread the fingers nice and wide, finding your foundation as you pull the belly in towards your spine to engage your core. We'll prepare to come into a spinal balance, so it's really important that you feel nice and strong here in this posture. Go ahead and extend your right leg behind you, keeping the toes tucked, and just start to shift your weight forward and back, getting a stretch in that back calf, putting a little bit of pressure in the wrists as well. Pressing into the knuckles, pressing out of the shoulder joints, and keeping the core engaged. Finding stillness, and then lifting the right foot up off of the mat, keeping the hips squared, right heel reaching for the back of the mat. Now bringing your weight into the right arm, extend the left arm straight out in front of you, coming into a spinal balance. Option to stay here, or you can slowly start to bend the right knee and reach your left hand for the top of the right foot, coming into tiger pose as you gently kick the foot into your hand, opening your heart, feeling a stretch in the left shoulder, staying grounded through the right hand and the left knee. Take one more breath here. And then gently with control, coming back to your spinal balance, and then lower the hand and the knee down. Extend the left leg behind you, keeping the toes tucked, shifting your weight forward and backwards, stretching out the left calf muscle. Find stillness, and then lift the left foot up, bringing the weight into the left hand and extending the right arm forward. Find your breath, find your balance, hold here, or come into your tiger stretch. Left knee will bend, and you'll reach your right arm for the top of the left foot, gently kicking your foot into your hand, feeling the stretch in the right shoulder, opening the chest. Take one more breath wherever you are. Gently release the foot if you took that variation. Bring the right hand and the left knee down. Sit back into child's pose, resting your forehead against the mat, arms extended out in front of you. Returning back to the breath, using your breath as your anchor today. So you always have the option to come back to your inhalations and your exhalations. Gently lift yourself back up, coming through tabletop. Bring the hands forward just a few inches, tuck the toes under, straighten out the legs, lift the hips up high, downward facing dog. Press into the palms firmly here, spreading the fingers wide, pressing the heels towards the back of the mats, lifting the hips up high. You can keep the knees slightly bent here. letting the head and neck relax between the arms, knitting the rib cage together, keeping the core engaged. Take one last strong breath in your downward dog. And then lift the heels up off of the mat, coming up high on the toes, bend the knees and draw the belly towards your thighs. And straighten out the legs, dropping the heels back down. Bringing your gaze to the top of the mat and making your way all the way to the top, coming into a forward folds. Finding ragdoll, bringing hands to opposite elbows, letting the upper body hang heavy, draping the belly over the thighs, bending the knees as much as you'd like here, relaxing the head and neck, keeping the weight even in the feet. And you can start to shake from side to side, gently swaying your body, and then find stillness. Release the hands to the mat, very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lifting yourself up, keeping the knees bent, pressing into the feet, letting the arms hang heavy as you eventually come up into mountain pose. The head and neck are the last thing to come up. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears and then down the back, palms facing forward. Start to find your foundation here in your mountain pose, feet hip-width distance apart, pressing down evenly between the balls and the heels of the feet. Energetically drawing the legs apart to engage the quads, pelvis is neutral. Heart is slightly open, shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Lengthening through the crown of your head. Take one last breath here, feeling strong, feeling grounded. As you inhale, reach both arms up overhead. Find a slight back bend as you reach the fingertips towards the back of the mats. As you exhale, forward folds, hinging from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back to plank. Take a breath here. On your next exhale, drop the knees down, lower all the way down to the belly. Keeping the shoulders underneath the elbows, inhale for a baby cobra. Keeping the elbows hugged in. Exhale to release, press into the palms, coming through tabletop, and then finding downward facing dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. Gazing at the top of the mat, step forward. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Pressing into the feet, inhale, reach yourself all the way up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, ride the breath down, forward folds. We'll move into a sun A. Inhale to halfway lift. Palm the mat, step back to a plank. Shifting forward as you bend the elbows, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Making your way to the top of the mat. Stepping forward, halfway lift. Folding on an exhale. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands through heart center, mountain pose. regrounding down through the feet, lengthening through the spine. On your next inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, hinging from the hips. Halfway lift. Step the left foot back for high lunge. Bending into the right knee, back leg is straight. Grounding down through the legs, inhale to reach yourself up. Fingertips reaching for the sky, sinking the hips down, drawing the low belly in. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, find Warrior Two, opening the hips and the chest to face the left side of the mat. Left foot parallel to the back of the mat, bending into the right knee, arms extended out wide, gazing over the front middle fingers. Keeping the weight of your upper torso balanced between the front and the back leg. Straighten out the right leg. Flip the front palm. Find reverse triangle. Left hand comes to the back leg as you reach your right arm up and over. Stretching out the right side body. Extend the arms out wide. Leaning the right arm forward, finding triangle pose. The right hand will come to the right shin. Reach the left arm up. Option to bring the right hand down to the mat or even on a block. Left shoulder is stacked over the right shoulder. Keep pressing the left hip back, feeling the stretch in the back of the right leg. Gazing down at your mat, bring the left hand down, turning to face the front of your mat, spinning on the back toes, stepping the left foot forward, coming into pyramid pose. So the feet are facing forward, the hips are square, so think of drawing the right hip back and the left hip forward. If you feel like you're rounding through your upper back at all, stay up high on the fingertips and keep your chest lifted. Try to draw your belly towards your right thigh. Take one last breath here. And we'll come into our balancing pose, preparing for Warrior Three. So shifting your weight forward, coming up high on the fingertips, lift the left foot up off of the mat. So finding your balance as you ground down through the right leg. Option to place a block in front of you for more support. If you'd like to challenge your balance, you can lift your fingertips up off of the mat, pressing down firmly into the right foot and bringing your hands to heart center. Left heel reaching for the back of the mat, crown of the head reaching forward. Keep the hips square. Keep your core engaged. Softening the shoulders. Slowly lifting yourself up, bending into the right knee. Left foot steps forward to meet the right foot. Find your mountain pose. We'll move into tree pose now. So I'll just turn to face you, but you can stay facing the front of your mats. We'll ground down through the left leg and we'll start to bend into the right knee. So the first option here is you can come up on the toes, bringing your heel towards the left ankle. Or you can bring your foot inside the shin, or if you can reach your foot all the way up to the inner thigh. So find your variation here. Staying strong through the left leg, you can bring your hands to heart center, gently pressing the palms together, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears and trying to find a point that you can focus on. So whether it's a point on the wall, a point on the floor, finding your drishti point, your single pointed gaze, and come back to your breath. And then we'll gently release, coming out of tree pose, grounding down through both of your feet. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step the right foot back, left foot back, high plank. Moving through your vinyasa, finding chaturanga as you bend the elbows. Inhale for your back bend. And exhale, downward dog. Press into the palms, come back to your breath. Ground the heels down towards the mat. And then bring your gaze to the top of the mat, step or jump to the top, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, reach the arms up, gaze up. Exhale, ride the breath down, forward folds. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, step the right foot back, coming into a high lunge, bending into the left knee, sweep the arms up. Strong through the back leg, knit the rib cage together, reach the fingertips up high. Take one more breath here. Exhale for warrior two. Hips and chest facing the right side of the mat. Bending into the left knee, back leg is straight and back foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Gazing over the front middle finger. And then straightening out the left leg, flipping the front palm, finding reverse triangle, right hand comes to the back leg, bringing your bicep towards your ear, reaching the left fingertips towards the back of the mat, breathing space in between the left side body. Extending the arms back out wide. Leaning the left fingertips forward, triangle pose. Left hand can come to the shin, the ground, or a block. Reach the right arm up. Gazing down at the mat, bring the right hand down. Left hand will come to the outside of the left foot. Step the right foot forward a few inches and come into pyramid pose. So both legs are straight, both feet facing forward. Press the left hip back and move the right hip forward. Feeling the stretch in the back of the left hamstring. And again, if you feel like you're rounding through the upper back at all, stay up high on the fingertips. Bring a bend into the left knee. And try to draw the belly closer towards your thigh. You will feel a deeper stretch in your hamstrings this way. If the spine is straight, you can come into a forward fold. Preparing for balancing Warrior 3. Walking the fingertips forward, grounding down through the left leg, and then reach the right leg up. You can keep the hands planted on the ground on a block, or you can bring hands to heart center, finding a T shape with the body. So back leg and upper torso is parallel to the ground. Take one more breath here. And bending into the left knee, lifting yourself up. The right foot will meet the left foot, standing at the top of your mat. Moving into tree pose. This time, we're going to ground down through the right leg, bend the left knee, opening up the left hip, and then find whatever variation feels best for you. Try not to let the right hip pop out too much. Keep the pelvis neutral and keep lifting up through the spine. Option to bring the hands to heart center, softening the shoulders down, relaxing the arms, and finding your balance. Gaze is steady. Standing leg is strong. And then when you're ready, gently and with control, release the left foot back down. Inhale to reach the arms up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back, step the left foot back, high plank. Moving through chaturanga as you bend the elbows. Inhale for your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Press into the palms, keep lifting the hips up high. And then bring your gaze to the top of the mat, making your way up, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press into the feet, lift yourself up, palms touch overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Again, reach the arms up, gaze up, and exhale to fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step the left foot back. Ground down through the right foot, high lunge. When you're ready, reach the arms up, pressing the hips down. Warrior 2 as you exhale, bending into the right knee, opening the arms out wide, bringing the gaze over the front middle finger. Reverse warrior, flip the front palm, bring the left hand to the back leg, reaching your bicep towards your ear. Keep bending into the right knee, pressing into the outer blade of the left foot. Come back through warrior 2 as a transition. Find extended side angle. The right elbow will rest gently on top of the right thigh, and you'll reach the left arm up and over. So finding a straight line from the outer edge of the left foot all the way up to the fingertips. Rotating the rib cage. Bring your left hand to your hip, gaze down at your mat. We'll come into balancing half moon. So if you need to, you can step your left foot forward a few inches. Grab your block if you need balance, placing the right hand on top of your block, or you can bring the right hand to the ground in front of you. And then bringing your weight into the right foot, lifting the left leg up. So the left hip is still stacked over the right hip. Good. Grounding down through the right leg. You can keep the left hand to your hip, or you can reach the left arm up, reaching the fingertips for the sky. Finding your balance. Breathing here. Option to come into sugarcane pose by bending the left knee, reaching the left hand for the top of the foot, kicking the foot into your hand, getting a stretch in the left hip flexor, feeling the stretch in the back of the right hamstrings. If you took this variation, gently release. Come back to Warrior Two, stepping the left foot back. And then bring your hands to your hips, turn to face the long ways of your mat. Come into Goddess pose, heels in, toes out. Sink the hips down, bend the knees, bring the hands to the hips. Bring your right elbow to your right thigh and then reach the left arm up and over. Getting a side body stretch in your Goddess pose. And then switch. Left elbow to left thigh, reach the right arm up and over, keep sinking the hips down. Once more, each side, right elbow to right thigh, gazing up. And then left elbow to left thigh one last time. Right, coming back through center, bring the hands to the hips. Straighten out the legs to lift yourself up. Turn to face the front of your mat and then step forward. Ground down through the feet. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, step back and move through your vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog when you're ready. And taking a breath here. Making your way to the top of the mats. Halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, palms touch. Exhale, hands through the hearts. Again, inhale, arms come up. And exhale, forward folds. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, step the right foot back, coming into high lunge. Bend into the left knee, find your foundation, reach the arms up. Pressing the hips down. As you exhale, find Warrior Two. Hips and chest facing the right side of the mats. Keep bending into the left knee, bringing your gaze forward. Reverse warrior, left palm flips up, right hand to the back leg. Reaching the left fingertips for the back of the mat. Keep bending into the left knee. Warrior Two as a transition. Extended side angle. Left elbow on top of the left thigh. Reach the right arm up and over. One straight line from the outer edge of the right foot all the way up to the right fingertips. Bring your right hand to your hip. Gaze down at the mat. Walk the right foot forward if you need to, preparing for balancing half moon. Grabbing your block if you'd like, bringing the weight into the left leg, lifting the right leg up. Right hip stays stacked over the left hip. Pressing into the block, maybe you're on your fingertips. You can keep your hand to your hip here, or you can extend the right arm up so that the right shoulder becomes stacked over the left shoulder. Option to stay here, or finding that sugar cane variation, so bringing the right hand behind you as you bend the right knee, kicking the foot into your hands, feeling the stretch in the right hip flexor and in the back of the left hamstrings. Keep breathing here. And then gently release the bind if you took that variation, bending into the left knee, step the right foot back, coming through Warrior Two as a transition, turning to face the long ways of your mat, bringing your hands to your hips, coming back into your goddess pose, sink the hips down, bend the knees, hands are at the hips, shoulders relaxed, and then reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, reach the arms down, straighten out the legs. Inhale, sink the hips down, reach the arms up. Exhale to lift. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And then hold here. As you exhale, sink the hips down. Bring the palms together. Lift the right heel up off of the mat, coming up on the toes, and then pressing the heel down. Lift the left heel up, coming up onto the left toes, and then press the left heel down. Bring the hands to the hips, straighten out the legs, stepping to the top of the mat, removing your block if you need to. Ground down through the feet, reach the arms up, gaze up, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank. You can come into downward dog or option to move into one last vinyasa. Meeting in downward facing dog when you're ready. Coming back to your breath. Dropping the knees down on the mats, crossing the ankles, and coming into a seated position. Extend both legs straight out in front of you, keeping the feet flexed, toes pointed up towards the ceiling, ground down through the sit bones. Bring the hands beside the hips, pressing into the palms to lengthen the spine. And then as you exhale, come into a seated forward fold, reaching the hands forward, wrapping the hands around the back of the legs, the shins, or the feet. Inhale to lift yourself up, scooting to the center of your mats, bending the knees, placing the soles of the feet on the ground, extend the arms out wide, and then slowly, using your core, you're going to lower, bringing your spine down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae, so moving nice and slow, until eventually the spine reaches the mats, relaxing the shoulders into the ground. Hug the knees into the chest. Gently rock from side to side, releasing any tension in the low back. Place the feet back down on the ground. Coming into supine pigeon, crossing the right ankle on top of the left thigh, and gently pressing the right knee away from the body. Feeling the stretch in the right outer hip. You can stay here if this is a deep enough stretch for you, or you can lift the left foot up off of the mats, threading the right arm in between the legs, wrapping the fingertips around either the back of the left thigh or the front of the shin. Keep the right foot flexed to protect the knee. Keep the weight even along the low back. Gently release the left foot back down to the ground if it was lifted. Uncross the right leg. Keep the right foot on the ground, this time crossing the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Gently opening up the left hip. And choosing to stay here, or you can lift the right foot up off of the mat, interlacing the fingers around the back of the right leg. Feeling the shoulder blades melt into the ground. Coming back to your breath. And gently releasing the right foot back down, uncrossing the left leg. This time lifting both feet up off of the mat. And then dropping the knees over towards the left side, coming into a supine twist. The left hand can rest on top of the right knee, and you can extend the right arm out to the side, bringing your gaze over towards the right side if it's comfortable for your neck. Let the right arm become heavy. Start to breathe into the twist, feeling the release in the low back. Bringing the knees back to center and dropping the knees all the way towards the right side. Right hand on top of the outer edge of the left knee, left arm comes out wide. Trying to press both shoulder blades into the ground, breathing into the depths of the belly, feeling the sensations of the twist. Bringing your gaze over towards the left side if it's comfortable for you. And gently bringing the knees back to center, hugging the knees into the chest. And then once you're ready, you can slowly start to extend the legs out wide, shifting the hips from side to side, preparing for our final resting pose. Letting the arms rest alongside the body with the palms face up. Softening the eyes down until they close. Finding one last cleansing breath. Taking a big breath in through the nose. Opening the mouth, big exhale out. Let your body become heavy. Let the arms and shoulders soften. Let the legs and feet fall out to the sides. Relaxing the face, the jaw, the forehead. Feeling the eyelids become heavy. Back of the head and neck are relaxed. We'll spend these next few minutes here in Savasana, and I'll call you back when it's time. Gently bring your awareness back to the space, back to your physical body, finding small movements to inspire the body to awaken, wiggling the fingers, the toes, extending the arms overhead, eventually start to bend your knees, bringing the soles of the feet on the ground. And on your own time, slowly start to roll over onto one side of the body, coming into a comfortable fetal position. Pausing here for a few moments. And then gently beginning to press yourself up, coming into a seated position at the center of your mat, keeping the eyes closed. And just noticing how you feel, noticing the space you've created in your body and in your mind. Softly bring the hands together in prayer position at the center of your chest. Thank you so much for joining me for this ground and release Vinyasa yoga class. Bowing the head in gratitude. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.